All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Nana, episode 18.
All right.
Way to go, Nana.
You did it.
You did it.
You're here.
You showed up. You're here. And you guys are crying together. Because of course you are.
Yeah.
You're like this.
Yeah. And we hope Nana's future is going in a really good direction.
I'm sure it will eventually.
Yeah. Eventually. For both of them.
For both of them. But right now, this concert's happening. And what happens after the concert? Did Ren recognize her during the concert? Questions.
So many questions.
So many questions. And we still have questions from even before last episode that still have yet to be answered.
So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Whoa.
Damn.
Really? Right, but could never know what those eyes meant. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that might mean something.
Yeah, that could be just the casual, sweeping eyes through the crowd. But generally, I would think, especially with as good a performer as Ren is, that he would probably, make specific eye contact with people throughout the crowd to, help build that connection.
So they're going to montage through the concert. They're going to skip to the end of it. We're just going to get another song.
All right. Let's go. Yeah. Front and center at a venue that's pretty big.
I wonder if they wrote songs for the anime and manga equivalent, or if they were playing actual songs that exist, you know?
Yeah. Although, given that, we're immediately getting another song, there's that part of me that's like, wait a minute. Is there, because this is a bop. This is good.
Yeah.
How many songs did they end up making for this show? Because I would love to get that, compilation and just listen to all of them.
Because I know that was one of the big things about Attack on Titan, was there was a lot of original songs made specifically for the anime.
Right. And I gotta say, the English in that performance was actually, surprisingly good. Yep. Yes, let's get this perspective.
Yeah.
Right.
Damn.
Okay.
Is Ren really the brains of the operation then?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Yeah, he was off his game tonight.
Yeah. Maybe someone threw him off? Oh no, he saw her.
It depends though, because if the lights are coming from the front, you really wouldn't necessarily see that much.
He might have seen her and it but he didn't know that it was her. It's oh, it's making you think of her, but you're not sure. Oh, is that Ren? Oh no, okay. All right.
Yeah, so then let's get this side of the phone call or the text. He was so shook, he messed up.
Wow. Cool. Nice.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah!
Let's
Yeah!
go!
Oh, shit! All right, let's go!
This is hype. This is
Uh-huh.
hype. This is spicy. This is juicy.
I love it.
I need another bite. I need more.
Oh, we didn't get to see the encore?
I'm super hungry. Yes.
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 Good hot pot.
Hot pot. Yes, hot pot.
一度もこっちを見なかった。
Well, it's because he was focused then. He's like,
Uh-huh. That was intentional.
まるで夢から覚めたみたいだった。
for sure.
結局レンは今やスーパースターで、手の届かない人であることを思い知らされたよ。
And then suddenly he calls you.
Hello,
Yeah.
who is this? This is Ren. You run.
Yeah, you better not try to like seduce him or anything.
Oh no, she wouldn't do that.
You think so?
Nah,
She's obsessed with the guy.
no.
Come on! You're killing me!
And with this like subdued energy
one.
and everything, to go then to
Now.
the like,
Come on.
しまったって。
oh my god. Oh,
ヤス？
oh.
珍しいな。なんだろう。
Oh, cool.
All right.
Emergency!
Huh?
What, you don't have missed calls on your thing? Like,
Well, but sometimes it does that whole thing if you turn it off and it doesn't show, like, it's slow to give you notifications.
まあ、ナナちゃん。
oh,
勝手に番号教えたりして。レンから電話来た。
わからないの。
着信履歴見た。
それがライブの後私うっかり電源入れ忘れてて。もう電話してきたかな、レン。
さあ、
どうしよう私。
まあ待ったりゃまたそのうちかかってくると思うよ。
本当に？
多分ね。ちょっと挑発しといたから。
ふざけんなハゲ。
oh.
に何言ったか知らねえが余計なお世話なんだよ。今さらあいつと話すことなんか何もない。
言っとくけど、お前が会場に来てることに気づいて。
Yeah, he called me.
俺はそっちの番号を教えただけだよ。話すことがねえなら、レンに直接そう言え。
Yeah?
Let's go, Yasu. Damn.
Wow. Yasu is just
Oh, what he did.
such a badass. I love this. I love this so much.
Everything's about to change.
Nice.
He's just debating whether to call, and then he's gonna get a call. This is perfect. That's his room.
Better.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
寝つけないから匠の部屋でトランプやるの。
Okay.
またトランプ。
うん。また七並べ。ロックミュージシャンなのにね。
It's so lame.
いいよ、パス。ロックミュージシャンだし。
やろうよ。レンがいないとつまんない。匠も直樹もたけちゃんも弱い。相手にならないよ。一人勝ちしてもつまんない。
悪いけど俺疲れてるし、もう寝るから。おやすみ。
あ、そう。じゃあ。
Cool. Okay, so that's their dynamic. Yeah.
声枯れてんぞお前。大丈夫？
頑張れ。
Yeah.
残り16分。
On the tour?
Yeah,
16
yeah.
performances, probably.
Yeah.
Come on, you son of a bitch. Answer that phone.
Yeah, so what is it now? He didn't even look.
なあな
Oh, okay.
Almost swallowed his cigarette.
ご機嫌だねお元気そうで何より
Nice to know I still have that effect on you.
ちょっと話があるんだけど今から会えない
Like, right now?
あんた今どこ
Yeah.
ホテルの部屋。
一人
あ
そこ行ったらまずい
No.
外のがいいなら場所指定して
あ。いや、外のがまずい。通貨で。
Management. Yeah, yeah.
今から行くよ何ホテルの何号室
Oh my God, let's go.
Wow. There's that part of me that wishes that Nana went with her, but, like, of course, that's not how it would
No,
go.
that's not how this would go. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
追っかけがあんなに
And that's why he's not allowed to leave.
Oh,
Shit. Because even if they are going to get back together, this needs to happen.
yeah.
Also, gotta say, Nana, the style with the coat over the shoulders.
何を言うつもりなんだろうナナは意地っ張りだから心配だよ心配で眠れそうにないよ
Little prayer, you know. Just a little...
お疲れ様です
君、関係者。
security.
じゃあ一般の人は立ち入り禁止。困るんだよね。君みたいなセンスのないファンのおかげでメンバーがどれだけ迷惑してると思ってるんだ。
ファンじゃねえよ
その子は俺が呼んだんだ。見逃して。はい、口止め料。ああ、そうっすか。すみません。
Nice. Oh, all the
Yeah.
emotions. Just-
The hurt and the joy and the pain and the... Ah!
はい。
限界体制だねごめん来るべきじゃなかったかな
Oh, he's so...
Ah!
Oh.
話せ私はあんたとやり直す気はねえんだ
会いたかった。
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Ah.
本気で終わりにしたい相手ならわざわざ手渡しになんか行かないと思うよ会う口実さえ作ってあげればあとは男と女だからね
シーンどうでもいいよお前最近生意気だぞ調子塗るんじゃねえ
あそれロン
ゲ
僕の勝ち
Oh my god.
なんだよ親さんばっかりレンと二人でコソコソつるんでいっつも俺仲間外れじゃん
レンはお前に合わす顔がねえんだよ
やっぱり後ろめたいんだブラスト抜けたこ
Yeah.
あいつ最初はトラネスの誘いも断る
Oh.
したら匠が俺に連絡してきてさで
Wow.
Do you want to yell at me?
Uh-huh.
In a lot of ways, we're defined by how things happened so long ago. Whoa.
Yeah, with the ED coming in here.
Wait, you have his phone number the whole time? Yeah.
I love moments in the ED plays during the episode.
Yeah.
It's no ploy. It's just making him aware of the situation.
I'm here.
Waiting for you.
Oh. Oh. Beautiful.
All right. So good.
That was fucking amazing.
I just.
All right.
Okay.
Nana has reconnected with Ren.
Yep.
They had a really touching reunion. It wasn't just one of where they had just clean, just straightforward emotions. There was a lot of complex stuff going into it. But then just a simple hug broke through all of that.
Yeah.
And it was just, no, I wanted to see you. I should have seen you. I'm sorry.
And it's something where
that's it. Yep.
like
they just missed each other.
when I think of, you know, two exes like seeing each other again, you know, and all that stuff, like the thing that I most of the time think of is the okay, but make sure that, you know, you stay strong and stuff so that, you know, you don't like get back together temporarily and then get hurt again and all that stuff. And yet I feel very good about this from the standpoint of the emotions that both of them are bringing to the table, you know? Like everything that is the setup here is a lot more positive than I would have originally expected with the idea of them meeting again, right? And yet I'm like, oh, but there's no way this is actually going to last, right? Like this is
because they're not actually getting back together. Like they're just having like a really touching moment as having all this love for each other. And stuff.
I mean, that is definitely a
all
possibility.
This is still very up in the air.
Oh, like, 100%. And the thing that was messy just got messier, basically.
Right.
Not entirely in a bad way necessarily, but it got messier.
Messy is where life is. This whole thing is a really beautiful opportunity for them to have actual closure on a lot of their feelings.
Yep.
Because Nana did not get closure.
Nope.
Ren ran away
quickly
before he could get full closure on things.
They have both done a lot of growing since then, and so this reunion is very good to have happened in a lot of ways, kind of regardless of the outcome, because both of them are well enough equipped to deal with this situation a hell of a lot better than they did before.
And just to be alone and independent and okay.
Yeah.
So therefore, having their last remaining tie to each other be kind of addressed and maybe even severed or, stoked a little bit more to see what they can get out of that last remaining connection before it inevitably fails.
Sure.
Either way, it's good. It's really good.
It is. This whole episode was absolutely beautiful. Like the fact that, this show has a lot of drama, right? And yet I feel like this episode was not actually that dramatic, if that makes sense. No. Like it was just...
Other than just Ren saw them. That was probably the most drama part of... I had a catch and I couldn't play as well.
Exactly.
Everyone noticed that I played a note wrong and I never make mistakes unless I saw her. Right. That's straight out of a soap opera.
Totally. You know. And yet, as far as everything else, it's very earnest and simple and straightforward of... There's a whole lot of unspoken things that were there and that are also kind of still there. Yeah, so he sent the communication, and I love that like he reaches out to Yasu to be like, why didn't you tell me that she was going to be there? And Yasu, like every time he opens his mouth, I'm just like, you man among men, like you absolute Chad, you are fantastic. Like it's him and Kyosuke, they're just absolutely wonderful. And so I love that he's in here. His whole thing of like, hey, if you don't, I'll steal her away, and it's just like. Yeah, there you go. Like that is both satisfying from how it like develops things with Ren and Nana and everything. It's just a cool line, but also it helps clarify some of the things that have been up in the air of exactly what the situation is with Yasu and Nana, right?
And again, it doesn't matter whether he's telling the truth or not.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing that he would think about probably because there is something there, but it's regardless of whether or not he's ever going to act on it.
Exactly.
It's again the kind of thing of where Yasu is not the whole five-head genius here.
Right, it's not some big strategy or whatever.
No, he's just someone that knows them really well.
Yep. And so I love that they're getting back together because there's a lot of good stuff that could happen there emotionally. But at the same time, there was that aspect of their relationship that was worked for the place that they in life that they were at, but was not necessarily the kind of thing that would work the best in the long term without some changes. And so the fact that now it's like, oh yeah, it's all coming back to me now and all that stuff, right? They reunite, they kiss and all, they embrace. It's wonderful. And yet it's like, oh wait, but could this end up being, you know, a thing where, right, like Nana did need to give the keys, right? She didn't, you know, like that, you know, maybe that embrace could have been a bit better if she had first done that. But Ren did the thing that he had done before, where he kind of ignores the little, the things that she says of like, hey, you know, going to stand up for herself basically, and, you know, nothing really that bad happens out of it, right? But at the same time, you're ignoring the things that she's telling you, so how good can it also go, right? Like, and so, yeah, things are going to get even more complicated, and yet, you know, this thing that I'm sure is going to bring about a lot of pain does not feel like a disaster, and so I'm really excited. Yeah. It's just, this show's great. Like, you can have something where a single hug between two characters carries so much meaning and also just sets up so much for the rest of the story as a whole. Like, that's delightful. Yeah.
Having the story really give us the full look into Ren's situation here, I think, is really important.
Ooh, yeah.
Having the band primarily be not a focus of the episode, really. They were basically relegated to being shticks in their specific introductions here, which I think is a very effective means to just get at that, hey, what you see on the surface is just the simplest introduction here. We'll get to actually who they are later. But the fact that Ren specifically is, you know, narrated by Nana to be the one that wrote all the songs. I like the idea that Ren was essentially thrown to the wolves, has to deal with maybe some, not idiots, but basically kind of people that aren't ever really going to get him.
Sure.
He's going to feel a little bit on the outside from, just in general.
Right.
And then when he ends up like coming back to Nana here, it's the, oh, someone that knows me, who gets me, who, you know, has connected with me. For me, I don't think there's anything definite about whether or not they're actually getting back together here. I don't think this necessarily means anything more than just them being able to commiserate and share the emotional, you know, connection in this moment. And what they actually end up doing with it could be anything. There's there's like a million things I could come up with on the spot here. But the excitement I have is that because Ren is set apart from the band in this way by the narration and the focus of the beginning of the episode here, we then have a reason for him to have a sub-story that is separate from the band.
Yes.
And thus, regardless of whether the band ends up, you know, having it kept secret from them, or they end up knowing about it, or whatever, the idea of him being a POV focused character with his own development and story and stuff is just exciting. Because as of right now, we kind of removed the other guy from the narrative recently.
And also
so having that space be opened up for somebody else is really fun.
Exactly. And we also did kind of remove the, you know, supporting characters that surrounded, you know, that guy, right, Shoji. And so it makes sense for the band to also, us to get a perspective on them. And the fact that it was kept to that kind of like shtick kind of thing, I really like, because not only is it effective from a time standpoint of like, hey, we only have so much time.
Right.
We're reintroducing Ren. That's the most important thing.
Yep.
It also is a way to showcase, like what you were saying of the Throne to the Wolves and the fact that they don't have that close connection, what the dynamic is between them. Because this isn't just our perspective on them that we're getting, it's also Ren's perspective on them, right? Because he's the one that we're following through the situation. And so the fact that they have that level of like familiarity with each other where they like know, we know the shtick of these people, and yet the things that are being demonstrated behind closed doors and all that stuff when they're not on stage is not really vulnerable stuff, right? It's like, you know, the most we get is the, hey, how's your voice doing? You sound kind of hoarse, you know, and it's the, no, I'm good. You know, we got 16 more to go, right? It's the, that's coworker stuff. And, you know, maybe there was some initiation for potentially a closer connection or whatever. But, you know, the fact that Ren chooses, I want to like potentially reconnect with Nana and all that stuff. One, because of course she's his ex and all that stuff, but it's also this is not Blast, right? This is not the close connection and friendships that we made when we're the indie band that's struggling to get by and all that stuff, right? Yeah. So I really love how the band's set up here, and yet because we got the Ren perspective, that could turn into something more in the future. depending on what the show wants to do. So awesome.
Yeah. Having also Yasu be the one that was also the person that convinced Ren to leave, getting that confirmation as to why he left at all, other than just the opportunity in general.
Right.
I like that Ren rejected the idea because Ren's characterized... how would I say this? What Ren was characterized as, in a word, I would say, in the beginning of the story, was that he was kind of a mystery. He was kind of like a... He was kind of like an unopened box. There's a lot of things about him that he could be, and that almost that mystery as to how he's able to do all this stuff kind of made him attractive to Nana. And so having here a little bit of a contradiction to that by him being the one that almost was like, no, I'm not going to do that, kind of goes against the idea of him being reckless and kind of doing something that doesn't have any underlying explanation for it. It's no, actually, Yasu is really influential in his life, and thus, when he sees Nana, he calls Yasu first.
Right.
Because he assumes, well, one, Yasu would know 100%.
Yeah.
But also, it's kind of the like, what the fuck?
do I do?
What do I do? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I like that dynamic because it's another example of the storyline with Ren that doesn't involve his band, but one that involves a character that we already know and love, and characterizes him a little bit more too.
Because everything that we had seen from Ren up until now was from the perspective of Nana, who idolized him. That was made very apparent. And so, since we're both reintroducing Ren now, since he will have, potentially become a completely different person as a result of passage of time and all that stuff, it's also okay, but let's have him interact with Yasu where we can actually get a more objective look at him, right?
Yeah.
The fact that he does have these bits of nervousness and insecurity where it's like, oh, fuck, I'm actually kind of looking to you for advice because, yes, even though I seemed like the person who had everything together, I still recognize that, hey, Yasu, you really seem to have,
things put together.
So, fuck, what do I do?
Common sense. I need your
exactly.
insight,
Your sensibility and just level-headedness.
Right.
I love that. It adds to the present. It adds to the past with what fleshing out more of what their band dynamic was and everything. And so and also because it's a connection with a side character, it's something that doesn't have to be connected to the drama of the ex is back in town, right? And what does that mean and everything, right? It's that kind of stuff where like even if he were to say go the path of shoji in like a structural standpoint, this could be a way that he could still be tied into the story because he's still really close with Yasu and everything, and even if there's a convenient way that he could be exiting stage left because the band will still do its concerts and have a crazy busy schedule.
Yeah, they'll get pulled away physically.
Yeah.
But then also him and Nana, I don't see them having a long-term relationship more than like, I don't know, a dozen episodes, really, realistically. I don't think that they're necessarily even going to get back together at all.
Yeah, they might not.
I think the thing that would be really cool to have happen here is for basically them to have almost a form of catching up, of being like, so where are you even at right now? Rather than leaping into I like just having you around, just feeling you, smelling you, just embracing you, having you just physically present probably just feels great. Yeah. And so having that be what the need is that's primarily getting met, but it's not about if I don't have you in my life, I can't live kind of thing.
Right,
I feel like they've grown a bit beyond that.
For sure.
But to be fair, Nana didn't really have any other relationships in her life, really, other than Ren, that made her feel that kind of home-like feeling.
And that's why I'm really excited that Ren got given Nana K's number, because that's another point of connection and relationship that can be formed that I'd be really excited to see. Yeah.
With regards to the other members of the cast in general, like Nobu and our new dumbass kid going around I would like to see them have conversations with Ren, but the idea that, oh, Ren didn't betray you.
Yeah.
That was actually...
I was the one who convinced him to do that.
Yeah.
And yet when that's brought up, it's well, that was something that happened a long time ago. I'm not going to hold that against you, right? Like, it's the reason why Ren wasn't contacting them is because he felt guilty about it, right? But that's not that's not something where Nobu is going to be pissed at him if he were to show up, right? He'd probably just be happy to see him,
Right.
But yeah, and maybe be like, hey, why are you going and visiting Yasu but not me? But yeah, this feels like a great way to like just have a new like arc for the story, come about, right? Because there are so many different relationships and dynamics and interactions that can come about as a result of this. Like I feel like this we can get plenty of material out of this for the show without it being melodramatic, right? Even though there will be the little melodramatic parts like the, oh yes, I played a single note wrong, all that stuff.
Right.
But yeah.
Oh, man. But God, I'm so glad that Ren and Nana had their reconnection here. But then having Nana narrate over this about
her own feelings
her
on the
own
matter.
feelings with regards to loving someone from the depths of her heart and stuff. And so while she was praying for Nana's happiness, she thought about those things too for herself. And I think that's really understandable for Nana to kind of insert herself into those situations, because she's not only gotten really close to Nana, but also she kind of uses sometimes her own passion for the things that she wants for herself to kind of get fired up about other people's stuff as well. It's kind of I think it's a kind of a creative way for her to
channel that kind of neurotic energy.
But also to kind of take what could be considered kind of a self-focused perspective and actually make it external. Like you can kind of externalize your own stuff to give you that first step towards kind of getting excited for other people and stuff because of the way in which it would kind of directly affect you. Yeah. It's nothing like good or bad. It's just, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's a means. Yeah.
And even if we were just going from the perspective of how the dynamic between the two Nanas would potentially be affected by this, not even like, whether Ren and Nana get back together or whatever, all that stuff, just the fact that that connection has been reestablished could have crazy impacts on just whether or not they stay flatmates, right? Like whether or not they still have this place together, because let's say Ren and Nana do get back together and then it's like, cool, I'll, go around with you on tour, or like if things end up getting serious, like the last thing they talked about before things were broken off was, would you want to have a kid? Like so that's like there's all kinds of ways that this can go.
That's why I don't think they're gonna get back together in a lot of ways, is because there's so many things that are kind of left dangling up in the air with regards to their relationship. That I would see it as like
it's not necessarily a good idea.
Let's chill for a second.
And that's where the embrace that happens. It's absolutely beautiful and wonderful, and I can see all the ways in which it could be helpful and healing and wholesome for them. While at the same time, the established pattern that they have set up is, we were romantic partners in all of this, on all of this stuff. So then going into that, I could see it being very difficult to. It's the yes, but we also probably shouldn't get back in a relationship because we're the way that ended went that way for very specific reasons, and that's not necessarily going to change now. But also at the same time, oh my God, it's so wonderful to see you again.
Right.
So. Yeah.
So that's where we're at. And y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. And also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.